Sometimes, the harder we try to control our lives, the more stuck we feel. We try to plan our way out of uncertainty. We try to think our way into safety. We even try to force clarity before it's ready to arrive. And instead of relief, we feel tension. Instead of certainty, we feel pressure. If that's where you're at right now, this meditation is an invitation to experiment with something different. Not giving up, not checking out, but learning how to move with your life instead of constantly pushing against it. Let yourself settle into this moment. There's nothing you need to solve right now, nothing you need to prove, just space to be here. Imagine yourself stepping into a canyon carved by water and time. Tall stone walls rising on both sides of you. Light filtering down from above. Water moving steadily around your legs. You take your first step forward, slowly. Not because you're unsure, but because rushing doesn't work here. The current presses gently against you, not strong enough to knock you down, just strong enough to remind you that you're not in control of everything. And something begins to shift. You realize you don't need to control the current. You only need to learn how to move with it. You place your foot carefully, feeling the rocks beneath the water, some steady, some slippery, some shifting as you step. And notice what happens when you try to force your way forward. Your body tightens, your balance wobbles, the water feels stronger than it really is. But when you slow down, when you really let yourself feel the rhythm of the current, your step begins to change. You're not resisting. You're not surrendering. You're cooperating. Let that idea land gently. There's a difference between control and cooperation. Control tries to dominate reality. Cooperation listens to it. Maybe there's something in your life right now where you've been trying to force an outcome. Trying to make clarity arrive faster, trying to make uncertainty disappear, trying to make yourself feel certain before you actually do. Just notice that. No judgment, no pressure to change it. Now imagine loosening your grip just a little, not abandoning the situation, just softening your hold on it. Back in the canyon, you start to notice something new. You don't have to walk straight into the strongest current. There are pathways, shallow stretches, little sandbars, natural routes that appear when you stop forcing and start observing. Your movement becomes rhythmic. Step, pause, adjust, continue. Your body relaxes into this pattern. You're still moving forward, but now you're doing it in partnership with your environment instead of in battle with it. Notice how that feels. Less strain, less urgency, more steadiness. Maybe this is what flow actually feels like. Not everything going perfectly, but your nervous system realizing it doesn't have to fight every moment. The canyon walls rise above you now, steady, ancient, unmoved by urgency. The water keeps moving too. It doesn't panic when the path narrows. It doesn't argue with the terrain. It just finds the route that's available. Let that sink in. You don't need perfect conditions to keep moving. You only need the next steady step and the willingness to adjust when things shift. As you continue walking, you notice small details around you. The sound of water against stone, the echo of movement in the canyon, the way light reflects off the surface of the river. The longer you stay present, the more the environment seems to guide you. Your body senses where the footing is safer. Your eyes notice where the current softens. Your pace naturally matches the rhythm of the water. You're not guessing anymore. You're responding. And maybe that's what living with less control looks like. Not drifting without direction, but staying responsive to what's actually here. Maybe there's an area of your life where this could apply. A decision you've been trying to rush, a feeling you've been trying to push away, a future you've been trying to secure before it unfolds. What would it feel like to approach it the way you're walking now? Not frozen, not forcing, just attentive, responsive, and steady. Back in the canyon, you notice something else. You've been moving forward this whole time, without rushing, without forcing, without panicking, and yet you're still progressing. Let that register. Forward movement doesn't always come from pushing harder. Sometimes it comes from softening enough to move more wisely. You continue walking. The water swirls gently around your legs. The canyon opens slightly ahead of you. Light reaches further down now. There's a quiet confidence in your body, not because you've figured everything out, but because you trust your ability to respond to what comes next. You don't need to see the entire path to keep moving. You only need to stay present for the step you're in. Let that idea settle into your nervous system. You don't need to solve your whole life today. You don't need certainty before you take action. You don't need perfect clarity before you move forward. You only need presence and the willingness to adjust as life unfolds. Notice what that does in your body. Maybe your shoulders soften a little. Maybe your breathing steadies. Maybe your mind quiets just slightly. You're allowed to live this way. Not bracing against life, but moving with it. Not gripping every outcome, but staying engaged in each moment. Take a quiet moment here. Let yourself feel the steadiness of this place. The quiet strength of the canyon, the steady movement of the water, the grounded rhythm of your own steps. When you leave this meditation, you don't need to carry every insight with you. Just one small shift. One place where you soften control. One moment where you allow yourself to flow instead of force. That's enough. If you'd like deeper support in building this kind of relationship with yourself, I offer psychotherapy for California residents. You'll find more in the description. Now let these words settle in your body. My confidence may shift, but self-compassion can stay. I'm learning to be on my own side. I am worthy of warmth, especially from myself, And from that place, I can love others more honestly and freely. Take good care.